Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breadcast Movie and TV Talk. Alright, I'll have to get out of the way that with the movie I'm going to be talking about, I'm probably going to say things that many people will not like and will disagree with. So, if you are one of those people, then please keep your comments to yourself because I don't care about your comments. This is my opinion, and it's different from yours. With that out of the way, the movie I'm going to be talking about is Joker. This is going right into spoilers since this is a movie that hit theaters sometime last year. I just didn't see it when it was out in theaters. I don't really know how to start this because coming off of this movie, I really could not process what I had just watched. Before seeing the movie, I had heard the other things that people had to say about Joker, going as far call it a masterpiece, and another was that the movie is a breath of fresh air. Now, I can see the breath of fresh air comment in relation to this movie being a huge departure from the other DC movies that we already got. That's true, because Joker is nothing like any of the DC movies that we've gotten so far, but to go out and call Joker a masterpiece, I definitely disagree completely with that statement, as this movie is far from a masterpiece. This movie was confusing as I was watching it. I felt that a lot of Arthur didn't make any sense whatsoever. The biggest question is, why didn't he decide to become the Joker? Yeah, in the movie, he told the TV host guy to call him Joker because that's what he called him in a previous episode of whatever show when they played a tape of Arthur at a comedy club. But that's the whole reason he wanted to be called Joker? After that point, and given the ending of the movie, I really can't see why he decided to become the Joker. The whole movie has this theme of the poor versus the rich, and that Thomas Wayne called the people of Gotham clowns, which made them all protest by wearing clown masks and whatnot. I actually liked that analogy of the people embracing what Thomas Wayne called them and turning that against him when they protest against him and pretty much every rich person in Gotham City. I find that the only motivation that Arthur gives us that, shows that he wanted to be the Joker is at the end of the movie, is that because no one noticed him until the talk show host showed the video of him at the comedy club and then landing a spot on the TV show. Once he had the attention of everyone by being on TV, he goes and makes a statement by killing the host of the show. If you ask me, the movie felt more like a revenge story. I felt that Arthur wanted revenge on the people that did him wrong. That's why he killed the TV show host. He killed the guy from the workplace that gave him a gun, and the person of whom he thought was his mother. They all did him wrong, so he wanted revenge, and thus he got his revenge. They do try to make Arthur seem like not such a bad guy when he kills these three dudes on the subway that were bothering a woman who was reading and minding her own business, but that doesn't make the Joker, by the end of the movie, a hero or an anti-hero. He's still a villain. I'm also confused with the end of the movie, so after he kills the TV host, he is then in the back of a police car that's driving through riot-filled streets. Out of nowhere, an ambulance hits the police car, and Joker is knocked out. Three guys pull Joker's body out and leave it on the hood of the car. A random clown mask guy goes and does the DC thing of killing the parents of Bruce Wayne because we needed to see that again. After that, Joker wakes up and stands up as this mob surrounds him like they're cheering for him. Then we cut to Arthur in what I assume is a psych ward laughing. The woman across the table asks him what is so funny, and he tells her that she wouldn't get it. And then later he walks out of the room with a few bloody footprints. I assume he probably killed that woman. So why was the mob surrounding Joker? Were they so happy with him killing the TV host that Joker became the leader of this rioting mob? The better question is, did he dream up all of this while he was locked up? The whole movie seems like it's just a dream, because if it is, how has he become the Joker at the end of the movie if the events of the movie never took place? Another thing I didn't care for in the movie is how over the top the violence was. Look, I can watch a lot of violent and bloody movies, same with video games. Most of them do not bother me, but there are a few that do. Deadpool 2. The violence in this movie did not bother me, however. I felt it was more than the movie needed, and the same goes for the amount of blood too. When Arthur stabs his one workmate, the guy that gave him the gun, there was like a really, really obscene amount of blood on the wall, and I just feel like it was not necessary. It was to the point that I feel like they put tubes on the actor that just shoots out fake blood, and it makes it seem really excessive. All of the violence felt more excessive than it needed to be, and that I don't think the movie needed to be R-rated. The last thing is the laughter. Now, I always thought that the Joker laughs a lot because he's a cheesy comic book villain. That's what they do, maniacal laughter. It's almost like there were people who saw the various versions of the Joker and were like, hey, why does this guy laugh so much? So this version of the Joker has the reason of why he laughs uncontrollably, and I felt it was not necessary at all. I think that saying that Arthur has a mental illness that makes him laugh in a situation that may not be appropriate was just completely unjust. He's a comic book villain. That's what comic book villains do, is laugh maniacally. There doesn't need to be a reason that can be grounded in the real world. That's just some excessive character development that could have been left out. Before I move on, yes, I'm aware that PBA, that's what I'm calling it because I don't actually know how to say the word, or episodes of sudden, uncontrollable, and inappropriate laughter is a real mental illness. And I am in no means dissing anyone who has this mental illness. I'm saying that it didn't add anything to the Joker's character in this movie, as he's a comic book villain and doesn't need a reason to laugh maniacally. So that is what I think of the Joker movie. I disagree with everyone who calls it a masterpiece, because the plot is just not really there. But if that's what you think, you're allowed to have your opinion about the movie. To me, it was confusing, overly violent, does a poor job of portraying mental illness. It really isn't as good a movie as people say it is. Joker is very difficult to rate because it wasn't a bad movie, but it was not an average movie. It fits right in between being a bad and an average movie, so I guess I would say that Joker is a below average movie. That's all I have to say, so if you're out of the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening, and goodbye.